Good.
With Vic before, what are your impressions of how he's handled the head coaching job here in the first?
Yeah, really smooth and seamless. He's the same guy. It's just an extension of running the whole team.
Coach, you were down some corners in this mini camp. Long look at some younger guys who impressed you.
Yeah. Well, not anybody in particular. Right now, everything's on teaching. And if we can get everybody up to speed with the teaching and learning our new system, we're very pleased with the progress we made in these first 3 days. It's our third time putting this scheme in together, Vic and I, and it just seems to have gone even smoother each time.
How long does it take with that scheme?
You never know. It's just a group of guys, but we think we're better at teaching it, so we want it to be faster every time we do it.
With Callahan being familiar with what you guys do, how much does that speed up his transition to playing with you guys?
Well, we want him to help the other players, and he's an extension of us, and we've been teaching him for 4 years now, so he'll help the other guys, he'll answer questions, but it gives us a chance to look at other guys when he's not in there, and that's why when we were down corners, we just got to look at some other guys to help our depth.
What makes Bryce a good nickel?
He really has good speed and change of direction and balance, excellent ball skills, really a good leaper, and he can really process fast on the field.
How quickly has Justin Simmons adapted to this defense, and what role do you hope he plays?
Yeah, really nobody. We're back to we're just teaching it. Everybody's on track. We're very pleased with him, and I see a bright future for him.
What are some of the differences, the 3-4 you guys have this year versus what Vance and Joe Woods?
Yeah, I think I'll let Vic answer that question, but we have our own little spin on how we do this and who's rushing, who's dropping, how we become multiple, and then how Vic calls it. That's what makes it a little bit different.
How much of last year's defense have you watched in terms of the Broncos?
We went through it just to see the players, to get acquainted, but Vic will always say he doesn't watch much film. He likes to just come out and get a fresh start with guys and see them move around and make our own choices, learn with our teaching.
After working with Vaughn and Chubb for 3 days now, what are your impressions of this?
Well, I cheated a little bit. I went back and watched them because you couldn't help but watch them. But those are the type of guys you want to put this defense in, and they're ideal, and they're good hard workers, and it's just great to have them to start this defense.
Vaughn said yesterday he wants to get 20 sacks. How realistic is that?
That's a different question. Ask that to Vic.
How rare is Kareem Jackson's versatility?
It's pretty rare. The guys play a lot of positions in the NFL. He started as a corner, a nickel, and a safety, and that's what we like. We just liked the way he played football, and we knew we were building this defense, and we'll plug him in where he best suits us.
How much have you seen Vaughn up close, just looking at his game before you got it?
Well, we watched him pretty hard in the draft years ago, and then you just see him a lot because he's a high-profile player. But he's a rare, explosive, athletic player, and it's very valuable to play in team defense.
When you get a guy where he is, 9 years in, what can you do with him? Just sort of keep looking at the little things. Vic talks about the little things.
Yeah. Well, Vic being the outside linebacker specialist, I kind of leave that to him and Brandon. Let them do they'll have plenty of coaching for him there. But they're going to look for little things. And they've seen so many great ones over the years together, and here's another one. And we'll put him in position to bring out his strengths.
With all the versatility in the secondary, do you want those guys moving around throughout the season, or do you kind of want them to find one role?
Anytime you're cross-training, guys, it just makes you stronger in any form of your defense. But all our guys back there, we want guys that can see, we want guys that can move, guys that can communicate. The first thing is we have to protect the last line of defense back there, and that's done together because all teams have good athletes. It's how you come together as a group that really separates you.
Any changes in the area, Denver area, since you were here in 2010?
Yeah,
Not at you?
just more population. The buildings keep getting taller and closer to you, but it's still a great place. It's just a great place to come back to. Maybe I'll stay here a while.
You hear a lot of coaches going in the draft looking for 3-down linebackers who are playing in college.
Yeah.
Are those tough to project because of what college defenses do with their coverages and some packages?
Yeah. You've heard people talk about it. The passing games are different in college, so there is more projection, and it takes great work from your scouts and coaches to find those guys.
You have some guys that you've come across that you really love, or you may gonna advocate, but nudge, say, hey, this guy can really fit in what we're doing.
Yeah, are you talking at
Yeah.
linebacker?
Well,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
defensive
yeah,
players in
yeah.
general across the board.
Everywhere. You know, our scouting staff, we do it as a team. You know, John has a great vision of how he wants to do this, and Vic, and we explain kind of what we're looking for and what the criteria is for them to operate and be successful, and then we go out and put our knowledge together.
So you guys did give them sort of a mold, this is what we need for this position?
Absolutely. You know, we have parameters, and we spell out the job description, and then we go out and find those players together.
Ronaldo obviously played here. What's it like been working with him?
Yeah, it's outstanding. We've had our eye on him for a while. You know, he was an excellent player for us in this scheme, and then to bring him back and have him help us teach it, and he relates great to players. He just has a great background, having been a coach for 4 or 5 years now. You know, and then actually playing it, very valuable to us.
What was your impressions when you looked at film of Chris Harrison? Eager
Yeah.
to get him out
Yeah,
here in the
yeah.
system?
I think he's really easy to fit in 11-on-11 football because he's so competitive and so tough. He can win his matchups, and so we're excited to get him back.
Anything else?
Thank you, Ed.
Thanks, appreciate it.